Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Nice to see everyone say good morning on the chat. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And welcome back to Alto Bitesize. This is by far our busiest Bitesize yet, and we've had over 500 of you registering, which is amazing. It just shows you how important this topic is for all of you. So thank you so much for being here with us. So in today's webinar, we are looking at staying compliant with renters' rights. With all the recent changes, we just want you to feel confident and prepared going forward. So by the end of this session, you should understand how renters' rights impact your operational workflow, and also how Alto's latest updates can help you stay compliant, reduce risk, and confidently manage your periodic tenancies all the way from appraisal through to progression. My name is Emma and I'm a Senior Education Specialist here at Alto, and I'm joined by our lovely Madeline, who is part of our Alto software training team. But hopefully most of you have joined us before on some of our previous bite-sized sessions, so you already know us. We also have John backstage, who's our Senior Product Manager. He'll be picking up your questions throughout the webinar and answering them as we go. So keep an eye out for him in the chat and the Q&A too. And you've already seen Sam, who's part of our training team as well. She's our Alto specialist for the day, and she's in the chat answering your questions there as well. So please do use that chat box on the right-hand side. You know, drop a hello, share your thoughts. Let us know if this is your first bite size or if you're a bite size regular. We love to hear from you. So please do use that throughout the whole session. You'll also see there is a Q&A section there as well. So add any questions there and we can answer them as we go. If we don't have time for them nearer the end, all questions will be answered after the webinar as well. We won't leave any questions unanswered. So sit back and enjoy the webinar. Otherwise, please do add your thoughts as we go through as well. We will also be sending out a recording of this webinar afterwards for you, so don't worry too much about taking it all in one go. You can rewatch it over and over again afterwards if you like. So today we are looking at what renters' rights means for your agency. We're then going to jump into a demo, which will be a live workflow from appraisal to finalisation. We then are looking at bulk conversion of tenancies and compliance reporting. Then we're going to showcase our partner of the month, and then we've got our Q&A time. And as always, we've got a chance for you to enter our next competition as well. So if you can stay till the end, it is worth it because you've got a chance to win a really good prize as well. So let's jump straight in. I'm going to set the scene for you a little bit, just with what the renters' rights legislation changes means for you. So periodic tenancies become the default. So fixed terms reduce, with most tenancies operating on a rolling basis from the outset. Renewals reduce, rent reviews become critical. The traditional renewal cycle shifts to structured, compliant rent review processes. We've got marketing records must be accurate. Advised rent, tenancy type and restrictions must be clearly recorded and auditable. And we've got stronger audit trails required. Repossessions and disputes will require clear system evidence and documented decisions. And lastly, we've got data captured at appraisal is now risk management. So the information recorded at instruction directly impacts future compliance and legal protection. So how is Alto going to support you with these changes? I'm going to hand over to Mads now to walk you through a demo with everything that we've been working on and talking about what's upcoming as well. So over to you, Mads.
Thank you very much. Okay, so my screen is coming sharing now. So I'm going to take you through this process. So how I'm positioning this today is that you won't see this in your database as of yet, but it will be available for you from the 1st of April. So I'm going to give you we're going to look at the reflection of what you've got now and what's going to happen come the 1st of April so you can stay compliant, you can get everything updated. So I'll be running you through a demo of starting a tenancy right the way through to the finalisation. We're going to have a look at this amazing converter that is being built as well, so you can do a mass conversion of your tenancies as well at once. And I'm also going to drop into the analytics just to show you how you can really utilize those analytic reports as well, to be able to look at your tenancies that are coming to the end of the term as well. So you know exactly where you are, what you're doing, and it will just be hopefully comfortable for you. There's not going to be so much worry, so much panic, because I know a lot of agencies that I've spoke to over the coming months or the coming last sort of weeks and everything, you are sort of feeling a little bit sort of nervous and uneasy about things as well. But hopefully by the end of this demo, you're going to feel a lot happier. So let's get started. So basically how I'm going to start this is we're going to go into our properties. I've got 2 separate properties set up for this demo on this purpose. So if I take one dormy close, for example, I'm showing you this one as what it would have been as you've got it now. Okay, so into the overview, going into the appraisal section here. So this is before we instruct it. Okay, if I just quickly go to the pre-appraisal, you'll see here, if I just put other, this is what at the moment that you would sort of see. So you'll have all the normal stuff on here. Okay, just let it save. And you'll see you've got all the normal things still, where you've got the acceptable children's and pets. It's just set to other. You've got the 2 different categories, residential and commercial. Okay, in your post appraisal, you've still got your price qualifiers. So you've got the different choices, quite a few different choices that you have still there at the moment, and also your rental frequencies as well. If I drop into 2 dormy close now, you're going to see some differences. So this is how it's going to look on your side. So in the pre-appraisal side, we've now got this new tenancy type, which is called our assured periodic tenancy. Okay, we've got here the children's and pets acceptable. But if I just quickly take it out, for example, here, if I say here acceptable children's, if you've got lots of children, I suppose. But if we look here where I'm saying pets not acceptable, it's now prompting me to actually specify a reason to why these pets are not acceptable. Because as you will see from the new renters' rights, that you know the difference and the change that is happening. So we could put something in here like, for example, allergies. The landlord has got allergies to animal fur, something like that. So that's why we're saying they're not acceptable. Okay. And then in 2 dormy close, when we're looking in the post appraisal section, you can see now the price qualifier has significantly, one word that I can't say, reduced. So you've only got the option of per month and per week. Okay. Under the rental frequency, we've got weekly, monthly, daily, fortnightly, 4 weekly, monthly on the last day. You can see there's a few options, but when you look at it closely, it is just all based around a month, okay, a month or a week. So there's no option to go any bigger, any higher, sorry, any longer terms or anything like that as well. So if I go back to 1 dormy, so what we're going to do from this stage, we're now going to show you how obviously you're going through the process of starting that tenancy as well. So I'm going to show you the let agreed process on these 2 properties, but I'm also going to show you on Scotch Mist, I'm going to show you the offer accepted and what changes happens there. Okay, so going back to 1 dormy, first option, as we know, we need to instruct this property. So under 1 dormy, when I instruct this, you've still got on this contract, you've got your rental amount, your rental frequency. So you've still got all these different options. So this is the old version. You've still got all the different price qualifiers, and you've still got the option to put in your term length, which is what you're doing at the moment. And you can put the date when it ends. Obviously, just select your management as well, one of the most important things. And then, of course, when you click on OK, that's absolutely fine. In 2 dormy close, there is a difference. So when I go to instruct 2 dormy close now, we go to actions and instruct, you can see things have disappeared. Okay, so now you haven't got any term, the term length is gone. Okay, and the end date has disappeared as well. So there's no option to do the term length or the end date of the tenancy. Again, you've got your rental amount, and then you've got these 4 options, and then your price qualifier. Okay. So that's your difference in that side of it. Just to highlight as well, so we've just going to instruct these. Bear with me, they haven't shown as instructed yet. I've got all these different critical dates flying up in me as well. So just refresh the screen. Okay, just to give you another overview as well, if I go into the property and I go into marketing, you can see here on 2Dormy, which is the one that I'm using for the new settings, that you can see here that you can still edit this as well. So you can change it, so you can select, obviously it does accept pets, or it doesn't accept, they don't accept children into the property as well. So here, for example, I could say only for older people. It's the only thing I can think of why it wouldn't accept children. Or it could be a fact of it's a student property or something as well. And then both of these are now instructed, so I'm just going to make them available. So 1Dormy Close, we'll just go what your normal process that you do. You change the status and then just make this available. I just need to make my screen a little bit smaller so I can see the bottom of it. Okay, if we click on OK, that's your 1Dormy Close made available. Okay, and then the same for 2Dormy Close. I'm just going to go through and do the same and make that available as well. Okay, so next process. So I'm going to use 1Dormy Close. If I go through and then we're just going to do a what we call let agreed. So we can go into actions and then we can go to let agreed. This is the old version, what you're using at the moment. And you can still put in, obviously, the same things, your proposed start date. I'll just put in there, okay. You've got your term here, that's still there. And you've got here, we're just going to change the applicant's intention to not looking. And then just start to set up the proposed tenancy. But we just need to put our applicant in first. So we've already got this one set up. You can still do the same way you do the quick add as well. Jean Play, make sure I've got the right one. She's not coming up. Oh, there we go. There we go, Miss Jean Clay. Okay, so we can do set up proposed tenancy. So that's still what you're seeing at the moment, still the normal process. And you can see here under the tenancy details, you've still got the contract type, or the different types of contract types in there that you can pick from. You've got your start dates, you've got your first full rent date, you've got your term, your end date, your rental frequency has still got the multiple options. And then, of course, here you've got your rental amount, you've got your deposit, okay, and all your deposits, protection scheme, review, renewal dates, notice dates, the same, okay. However, let's flip that to 2Dormy Close, which is the one that we've set up differently. So if we go to actions and let agreed, okay. I'm going to show you a slight difference in this one. I should have shown you on the other one as well. So if you changed the agreed rent amount in the other one, it would have just accepted it as normal. So in this one, we're just going to put our proposed tenant in as Clarissa. Okay, you can see what's missing. So the term length is gone, the end date's gone, the renewal date, everything, it's gone. Okay, so I can put in the proposed start date in here. Again, just put them to not looking. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change this rental amount to 3,600. Okay, so it's advertised at 3,500. What you'll see is a little flag here now that says the proposed rent per week cannot be exceeded the property rental price per week property. So it's basically exceeding what has actually been advertised. So again, I need to put that back to 3,500. So it's automatically going to stop you from being able to process this tenancy on the database. If we click up set up proposed tenancy, so now there is a big difference in here. So we've got the same, our tenant's name, but you can see that the contract type has been locked in as an assured periodic tenancy. You've only got start date, you've only got the first full rent date, you've only got these options of your rental frequency. Again, I can stick my deposit in there quickly. You've still got your deposit scheme, but there's no term end date, there's no renewal date, there's no notice to quit date, there's nothing there. Excuse me, my voice is starting to go. So if we click on save, okay, so we've got these two tenancies that have now set up and they are proposed. What I'm just going to quickly jump into is the Keyflow property workflow as well, just to show you what is different on there. Not a great deal, but just if we go into the pre-marketing, you'll see on here, we've got the letting details, okay, which you can see here, this is an assured periodic tenancy. Okay, so you can see you've only got the choice of APT or other. So that's what it's going to look like when things have updated and changed. Okay, so now if we go into these two tenancies, so we're going to go to one dormy, so we're going to the old way first. And as you know, we can access our tenancy from here. Okay, and then we can see under the progression, everything's still as it was, is what you're seeing at the moment. You've still got your first full rent dates, you've got your term, you've got your end date, you've got your rental amounts. Everything is still set as it is, okay? And you can still do your actions. You can finalise the let, and it will just go through that same process. So if we click finalise let, and it just shows that we've got a tenancy information for that property, and we'll see it's just updated the address. So that's still the normal same thing that you're doing at the moment. But just let that update and get rid of that. So if I go into two dormy, okay, and I go into the tenancy for two dormy, you can see I'm very bad at doing my critical dates on here. And I go into the progression on two dormy, okay, you'll see again, this is all locked in, APT, start dates, first full rent dates, there's no end date, there's no renewal date, no notice to quit date. So everything is changing, there's less things that you can pick from. We go to actions and finalize let, okay, and then the same here, you're just doing your final checks and then do finalize let, and it's just doing the same thing, okay, and it's updating their address. Now, when I go back into the tenancies, you'll see the difference. So for Jean Clay on one dormy, she's just got a normal AST like normal. And then Clarissa has automatically gone to an APT, which is what we're calling it, active periodic tenancy, okay? A short periodic tenancy, sorry. What you'll see, so in Jean's, we've still got all these dates, okay? So you've got these notice to quit dates, you've got the term end dates as well. But in Clarissa's, we have a slight change. In the dates section, all we have is property inspection and something now called APT rent review. So this is a case of when, obviously on that yearly status as well, is that you're doing the rent review. So it's going to create that reminder date for you, and it will drop onto your property management dashboard. Under here, you may already see this on your database, but you can't do anything with it at the moment. But you'll be able to see that, and that's where you're able to sort of go through and sort of do the same process that you normally do with your property management event dates. So going back into these tenancies, I'm just going to show you the other way of when you make an offer. And then I'm going to show you the three little buttons at the bottom as well and what they are going to change to. They're not changed on mine, but I'll explain how they're going to change. So if I go back into a property, so I'm going to use Scotch Mist, but I'm going to do it from the point of a contact instead. Okay, and I'm going to use Dave Bentham. So I'm going to go to actions and make an offer. So if you go through the offer process, I'm just going to find my property. So this property is up for 2,500. And if you notice, if I put in there 2,800 is being offered by the prospective tenant. Okay, you can see here it's higher than what it should be. If I go to accept this offer, it's done it. It shouldn't have done that. Bear with me. Let me just do this quickly. If I go to save it, okay, I'll do it this way. So I've saved that offer, but if I go back into that offer, it should, and I go to accept it, there we go. It's actually popped up there saying the offer amount cannot be greater than the asking price. So again, it's stopping you from putting it on. So you have to go through and save it first. And then when you go to accept the offer, it's going to pop up and it's going to say, obviously not allowed to go through with that process. So if I go back and I stick it to 2,500 and then I accept that offer, it's saying it obviously must be saved. It's just prompting you to save it. Okay, it's just telling me about another offer that I've got. And then just about the revision of the offer, just the normal process that you go through. Okay, so the next step that I am going to sort of show you on here as well is, let me just go back to the tenancies. So if I go into 2 Dormy Close, because this is the newer one. Sorry, 1 Dormy Close as well. So if I go into the normal active tenancy, we've got down here those 3 options where you get to renew the tenancy, create a new periodic term, or you get to vacate. Under 2 Dormy, it's not labelled how it is going to be labelled, but it will be changing. So under the edit tenancy, that's actually now going to be labelled as new periodic when it all becomes available on your database. Under the renew tenancy, this is going to what we call like the periodic rent review. Okay, so that's where you'll go through and do the rent review. And the vacate property, there's going to be 2 options for that. There's going to be one that's going to cover you for your Section 8, and then there's going to be one that's going to cover you for your when your tenant hands in their notice. Okay, so that is all going to change, and those changes are going to be available come the 1st of April, so you will notice them populate. So that's kind of covering it on that side when you're going through the tenancies. I'm now going to show you, because this is something you're probably all sort of questioning and asking, is like, how are we meant to change all of our tenancies that we've got as active tenancies on the database quickly into periodic tenancies? So what I have here is what we call which is being built at the moment, which is called a tenancy conversion tool. So what this is going to do, it's going to convert all of your tenancies that are assured per tenancy, so your normal tenancies, your fixed term, sorry, get my words out, your fixed term tenancies in bulk over to periodic tenancies. And what it will do is it will end the current one from the 30th of April and create a new periodic tenancy from the 1st of May. So basically it's keeping you compliant with the changes that are coming in on the 1st of May. So what I'm going to do is just take quickly to edit these filters so it hits my branch and me. So I can break the one I want. Right. And then we'll see on here, I'm just going to do the top one as an example. I've got 12 Romsey Road, Southampton, but what you can do is you can do this in bulk. Okay, so I've got an active tenancy here, my lead tenant, and there's my landlord. I click on active. At the bottom, you'll see markers ignore, because it might be one, it may, for example, if it's commercial tenancies, you might not need to do that conversion tool or anything that's not applying to these changes with the renter's rights. And then I can simply go convert to selected. What happens here is it comes up with this pop-up and it's saying, are we sure that we want to convert these tenancies? This is going to automatically change the tenancy type to an assured periodic tenancy. It's going to update the marketing information, so future lets are compliant. So that will be your marketing information on the property. And it's going to adjust the rent review dates to confirm to a yearly limit. So basically also as well, on your property record options, you can actually select or unselect to have these updated as well to say allow pets and allow children. If I go to convert this tenancy, it's then going to tell me this tenancy has been successfully converted. I'm going to drop back into the tenancy screen. Okay. And then we go into 12 Romsey. Just get rid of the critical date again. So you'll see 12 Romsey is not coming up. Bear with me. There we go. So 12, let me just try another one because that one doesn't seem to be showing this as well. So if I go to 4 Pew Court, is an active managed one. I'm just going to convert that one as well. It could be that it's queuing actually as well. Okay. While that does that, I'm just going to do that 4 Pew Court quickly as well. But I'm just going to work you through the other sections that you've got on here. So we've got the tenancy selection. You've also got a little option here that shows you how to use this tool. Okay. You've got these one here, which shows requires review. So I'm just going to edit my filters just so we can see a little bit more on here. So you'll see here what it's going to do. It's going to list the ones that require review. And what you're able to do is do the little arrow and you can see it's telling me that the property has let marketing status. So if the tenancy is converted, the current property listing on the portals will be updated to reflect RRA compliant charges made to the property record. Okay, so And then you've also got here, it will show the ones that are queuing to be converted as well. So I'm just going to go back into here and let's hopefully be able to find this one. Full queue. Okay, let me just give my... some reason it's not finding my... I know I'm not sharing that tab at the moment, but some reason it's not finding my tenancies. So, with me. It's good, isn't it? But it's not coming up with a tenancy on the screen. It's not actually searching for it. I can't seem to get my thing to work on the search.
Always when you need it, isn't it? Something's bound to happen.
100%. Let me just double check something. If it's a vacated one that I had. Nope, it's just not doing it. So let me... what it will do is I do have one, which I done earlier as well, which I can just bring that up just to show you what I did to change that one over, just so you've got there. So if I go into 29 Sandys Road, I did that one yesterday, so that one should, there we go. Always the way, have a backup. So what I did this one yesterday as a test, so like here's one I made earlier. So this is what's happened on this one. So I did this through that converting tool. And you can see here, this has now changed this to a periodic tenancy that commences from the 1st of April. So the tenancy ran from the 23rd of the 7th, and it was running up till the 23rd of July this year. But using this tool, it's now changed it over to a periodic, and it's now done the periodic date from the 1st of May. Okay, found one that would work. Obviously there's still stuff in development as well. There's still things coming. There's still things that need to be changed and updated as well. So obviously keep an eye out. And like Emma said at the beginning, we are going to run a bite-size bonus webinar in April, so we can take you through checklists. We can sort of help you understand what everything that needs to be done. You've also got this information sheet as well. So this is something that I believe you have to send under the Renters' Right Acts to your tenants. So you can actually send this out as well in bulk. You will need to obviously have the template for this as well, and then it basically will go out as a bulk to all of your tenants. Okay. My final bit that I'm going to show on here is how you can utilize the reports. Okay. So in your reports, you've got your analytics, and then in our analytical reports, just wait that for load, we've got your property management compliance. With these reports, you've got your standards, you've got your gas safeties, your electrical safeties, your EPCs, your critical dates. So you can run these reports. You can see what is overdue, what you need to get updated before the 1st of May as well, if it's becoming overdue. So getting it up to date on your database, even if it's been done outside of Alto and you haven't updated, it's getting it up to date. But your most important one is your management dates. Again, you can break this down between branches, property managers. So if you're just looking for yourself as a property manager, you can just do your landlords as well, property address, your management type, the management date as well. But in your overdue management dates, if you scroll down on here, we'll see you've got like term end dates, you've got notice to quit. And if I right click on that, I can drill down even more into that data, but I can also show the underlying data. And then that will bring up a list. And you can see here, you've got a list of all these ones where the term end date is coming up. So a case of, maybe you need to start contacting these tenants. Are they going to continue with their tenancy when it changes over to the periodic? So it's a way of kind of sort of understanding and sort of communicating with them as well. So you've got a list here. Okay. Of course, you've also got your term end dates. You've got 26 that are overdue and 26 that are coming up. And what's coming up in the next sort of 12 months as well. Just ensuring that you've got everything up to date. You've got all of this data that you can drill down into. So, of course, your gas safety checks, showing the underlying data. All of these ones that don't have due dates on them, for example, is going in, running this report. And just wait for that to load up. And you'll see here, we've got a nice little sort of list here, a table which you can download as a CSV. You've got quick access to the property record from here as well, where you can go in and you can select and put those dates in for the management dates. Okay. So, I mean, there's quite sort of like this is more of an overview of your analytics side of it, but there is plenty of stuff that you can go in, drill down into the data. You can add extra columns in as well. So if I went into, let's go back into the gas safety as an example. Okay, so I've got this data on here, but what I might need to do is add some extra columns in as well. So I might want to, for example, get the landlord's email address up on here. I might want to get the lead tenant's details up on here as well on this, so I've got everything in one place. Obviously, anything else that you want to put in. You can move these columns around as well if you need to, so you want to put them in the other columns. And like I said, you can actually link straight out to the property record, which is just open to me up in here, and you'll see here that I can open that up. Okay, so definitely utilize the reports. You've got this coming as well, so you've got the converter, so the mass conversion of the tenancies over from AST into what we call in APTs, which will do it in bulk for you as well. Like I said, you can select ones that you don't want to use. Obviously, the one that I did use didn't want to find it today, but it has obviously found it now. And once you've obviously done them as well, that's when it drops into here as well for the information sheet to send that out. I think on my side, that's pretty much it for now. There is more, there is going to be more that is coming, that is changing, any sort of slight tweaks and things like that as well. So that's why we're going to offer that next session by the end of April, just so we can go through like what we call like a checklist with you and help you hopefully feel comfortable and ready to be going for the 1st of May. I am going to hand back over to Emma.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mads. And that was a serious demo, and I think it will be really appreciated by everyone on the call. And just to reconfirm, because I've seen a couple of people asking, the recording will be sent out to you after the webinar as well. So don't worry about trying to remember everything today. You can rewatch it, you can share it with your team. So that will be coming out to you with a link afterwards. Right. While I give you a moment just to get any last minute questions in as well before we go to Q&A, we just want to shout out our partner of the month as well. We always like to call out our partners just because we've got so many now that it can be sometimes easy to overlook them or easy to miss them. So this month it's inventory base, and this is one of the most advanced property inventory software and apps on the market. It's the UK's leading software used by various professionals across the country. It's designed and built for the residential and lettings market, and with them you can build unlimited property reports, you can capture property condition, photos and issues, and you can do it all from your mobile or tablet using the inspection app. So it has produces professional inventories, check-ins, check-outs, building inspections, risk assessments, and more using their award-winning software. So if you are interested in finding out a little bit more about them, we're not going to spend too much time talking about it, but just so that you've got a taster and you can see what's out there. If you do want to hear more from us, then we can get in touch with you individually. If you type in IB for inventory base, then we can get in contact with you separately and just give you a little bit more information. There will also be a survey at the end as well, which will ask you if you want to find out more, so you can do it that way as well. Perfect. Right, if we move on to the Q&A section. Oh, sorry, before I do that, I forgot I added this onto the slide. If you want to have a look at any of our other integrations, you can do so from Alto, and there's actually, we've made it even easier for you now. So you'll see an integrations tab at the top of the screen. So if you click in there, you can go through, you can filter by the type, the category of integration that we've got as well. So it's really worth having a look on there, having a browse and just seeing if there's anything actually that could benefit you, because there's so much choice. So take a look at that as well. Right, Q&A. We've had loads and loads of questions flooding in. I can see our experts backstage have been really busy answering away. So let's have a look.
There's one I just spotted about the notice and agreements as well, so which is obviously going to be something that is a big question. So if do you mind if I take this one over, because I've just seen it in there. So this is a big one. So the letting centre, if you're using the letting centre pack with the agreements, obviously that is a concern. I know that you want to know when that's going to be updated. That should be done very soon. Obviously, it's on the letting centre for when they complete that as well. But hopefully we'll have some update for you very, very soon.
Wonderful.
That's all I can answer on that one.
And I'll just have a look as well at some of the ones that we've had on here. We've had some worries about a system crash, just because it is going to be obviously a really busy time of month. So we've had what happens if there is a system crash at the end of April due to huge volumes of activity. But the additional workload will be key to avoid overly exerting the server. So we don't anticipate any outages at this time. Could never fully predict, but we have all of the top experts on hand to deal with that, and it's all factored in because we know this is going to be a huge change. We've also got, unless Mads, if you see any that you want to call out, please do. Let me have
lots of them in here, isn't there?
Yeah, if there's any that you need to jump back onto a demo, let me know as well, because I can stop sharing my screen. We've got, can I just check on the tenancy conversion tool that we are to action this? And yes, you'll be able to action this yourself with the tool that Mads has just been demonstrating. And don't forget, you can rewatch this all back as well, so you can take it in step by step. Here we go.
Oh, I just found one as well. So once the conversion to APT is done, is a reminder made to the rent review in line with the last review concluded? Yes, to that one. Does the tenancy payment date keep the same as the original AST? That is a good question. It should do as well. So it would stay, obviously, if their payment is due for sort of certain date of the month as well. I mean, if need be, we can run through obviously some sort of training sessions or whatever to sort of run through to see how they're going to look on those payment updates. But this could be something that could be coming as an extra part of the product development as well.
Wonderful. What will happen regarding student lets and contracts?
That's a touchy question. So that is, I think that one would be for our expert, but I think there is a difference when it comes to the students, and I think that's all down on what the government have set in place and that as well. So if it is a student one that doesn't come under the APT, then you would select the other within, you know, when I went through the demo, you'd select other, so that would kind of cover your other tenancy agreements that you might have as well.
Yeah, perfect.
All stuff that is still, I suppose, a little bit up in the air, but coming in slowly.
We've got one here where, oh God, there's so many questions coming in that I find one and then it bumps up the screen. If the tenancy date changes from the 1st of May, will the rent due date account for this?
I think I just answered that one. Somebody else said the same one.
We've had duplicates. Okay, well, Mads, if there's any others you want to call out, because we're just running out of time, we're on the last few minutes of the call and there are so many questions. I think it would be almost better to put all of these questions into a massive Q&A doc and then we can send it out to everyone, because there are some really important questions on here that we don't want to get missed. And so I think it would be better if we have our experts them and then everyone can have a Q&A referral sheet, and we won't leave any out of it, and you'll all have access to that. So hold fire and you'll receive that when we send you out the video of this webinar as well. I do also just want to shout out Alto Skills. I've mentioned it a couple of times in the chat, just because you can actually go into here. If you go onto the Explore tab, you can actually go and look for webinars. You can sign up for webinars and you can look for previous webinars as well. But also there's loads of content on there. It's being updated all the time with bite-sized content for you to just dive into really, really quickly. All of them are just minutes long. So you can, any new processes, any changes, everything's on there for you to just do on the go at a click of a finger. So make sure you do explore Alto Skills as well. We've also got the help centre as well, our good old trusty help centre. Again, if you need answers to something, there is an article for absolutely everything on Alto. It's very, very hard to find a gap on the help centre. So if you need a question answered, quickly just type into the help centre and find that there. And you see you can access Alto Skills from Alto as well. So it's all there ready for you. And if you do have any problems, you've also got the chat there, the live chat. And that's where you can raise a ticket if you need to. Hopefully you won't. Between the help centre and Alto Skills, you should have everything you need to do. We've also I just shouted out our help centre, move on from that. We've also got our bespoke training, and this is where you would have one-to-one training with one of our experts like Mads here on the call. And just so you know that that's available, there's a QR code there. If you do want to sign up and have a look, or just explore some of the options you've got available to you, it is an additional offer, but it's there. So in case you don't know about it, that's there for you as well. Coming up, we have got 2 webinars this month that have sort of extras for you, really, and it only builds from the webinar today. So on the 17th of March, we have a Alto quarterly showcase, and this is focusing on turning change into momentum. It's highlighting all of the recent and upcoming changes Alto has to offer to support you, and it's going to be a really beneficial one because it will focus on some of the things that are all relating to the renters' rights stuff as well. So definitely sign up for that. And on the 19th of March, we have another renters' rights, but this time the legal lowdown. And this is going to be really beneficial to you to gain legal clarity, benefit from guidance from seasoned legal professionals as well. And we've actually partnered with our leading legal experts from Mishcon de Reya, and they're one of the UK's most respected law firms. They're known for guiding real estate clients through complex matters. And so that is going to be a really, really important one that will just elevate what you've learned today, but go with that one step further and really look at the legal side of things as well. To sign up for that, we'll put the links in the follow-up email anyway. But if you look next to the chat section where you've been typing, you'll see chat, messages, docs, Q&A. Under docs, you'll see the 2 links for those 2 webinars if you want to get signed up. It'd be really great to see some of you there as well. And like Matt said, we're also looking at doing a bonus bite size for you before the end of April. So that's just to make sure that you've got all those last minute, just do one last check in with you and just make sure you've got everything set and ready, any last minute questions. And we'll have our experts on the call with us then as well, just so that we are fully prepared, giving you all the resources possible. So keep an eye out for that one. That link isn't up yet, but that will go out onto Alto Skills, and we'll also send it out via email for you too. Thank you very, very much for joining us on the webinar today. I know it was a lot of information to take in, but you will have this recording. And please do share your thoughts and feedback with us. And thank you very much. We will see you next time.
Thanks.
Amazing.
Have a great day, everybody.
Take care.
Bye. Bye.